Hello, everyone. All right, we got stream all laid out here. This is the build right here. Give me 1 second. I gotta do my hydrate. We'll chill here, looking over the parts and everything. Open up boxes while we wait on a few people to trickle in here and there. We'll start opening packages.
Hey, it's Sally18 just redeemed fish.
Haha. Yeah. This is gonna be a nice build for sure, man. Hey, how you doing? Doing pretty good. Just unboxing everything right now. Getting stream all ready to go. Wanted to lay everything out nicely for you guys when it started, and then once it starts, then I can start unboxing things. Yes, also live on Twitch. For the weekend, honestly, probably gonna be hanging out with some friends. What you guys plans for the weekend? Also, since you're in chat, would you like to keep any of your boxes for like display purposes on like a little shelf or something? Everything you see here is what's up for grabs. If you want any of these boxes, let me know. Otherwise, they'll just get tossed. Or I don't know. Maybe if you don't want it, maybe I'd keep maybe the box for the shelf or for the wall. Okay. I might end up putting a power supply on the wall. Replace one of my other boxes a bit damaged. Like this one's a bit beat up. A bunch of scuffs right here. Because whenever I put computers right here, you guys see all the time. I poke this box all the time by accident. I don't need another incident. Stay. These boxes are actually all friction fit, if you guys didn't know. Hey, how you doing? Not the 9600X. It runs too hot to run on a stock cooler. I think like the 7500F and other stuff. Oh, it is now. It is working now. It just told me connected. If you read right here on screen, I don't know if you can see it on the TikTok screen or not, but it says TikTok chat connected. Oh, I'm sorry. Is anyone? Let me check the TikTok chat. Has anyone been talking in there? Oh, okay. I see you in there. Okay, TikTok chat is now connected. I see you. Sounds good. I don't mind wherever you watch, but if you do want to play the fishing game, you got to go to Twitch for that. Yes, I am. This is your PC right here. Laid out. It's going to be really nice. That's your white RGB RAM, 1TB drive, nice Corsair power supply, RTX 5070 in budget, water cooler, mind you, with a screen on it. Guys, all of this, everything included. All this was $1,500, built, Windows installed, everything for the customer. We have all this is brand new, and this is an open box unit that's been resealed. And honestly, every time I bought one of these open box ones from Newegg, they are immaculate. Not a speck of dust, not a scratch on them. They are literally just brand new units. I think maybe somebody literally damaged the box, and then they took the product out of the outer box and just gave you this, because this is still sealed. And we ended up saving enough money on the open box 5070 to upgrade from a 5060 Ti, which was the original plan. Depends on what Threadripper, but they can get pretty damn toasty. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Like I said, like new condition, still has peels on it. Yep, open box is a very good idea, because yeah, this is like brand new. At most, there's a finger smudge or two. That's it. A couple finger smudges. That's the most I see on this. It's like perfect. It's still got literally peels on here and everything. So, and it still has 1-year warranty too. And you can't beat it. We saved like $90-something. Hey, appreciate the roses. I figured while people are trickling, I go ahead and unbox everything. Set all these parts on the GPU box, and then put all these little boxes aside. We'll put them in the motherboard box once the motherboard's out. Look at that. That's going to look real nice in there. Silver heat sinks on the motherboard looks so good in white builds. Let's get any other accessories out of here. I/O shield, Wi-Fi antennas, SATA cables. Yes, the customer's in chat right now. Yes, this is for a customer. Look at that. That's going to look nice in there. Set that right there. Open the RAM slots. I'm going to stuff these boxes in the motherboard box for the time being. Yes, it is very exciting. This is going to be a very nice build. Yeah. Yeah, this was the most cost-effective upgrade. We could have gone with the white 5060 Ti, but for the price, couldn't beat upgrading to a 5070 at the same price.
Just redeemed hydrate.
And this wasn't a super high budget, so there are a couple trade-offs. Oh, drop some little packets there. I think it was certainly worth it. Plus, there will be white cable extensions in here, white fans, white water cooler, white RAM. So I think the black GPU has a nice little bit of contrast here.
Spocked just redeemed fish.
Hey! What emo did you end up getting? Hey Cat Dad, how you doing? Hey Cat Mom, how y'all doing? Nice to see you guys in chat. They make the cables look nicer, is what they do. They're sleeved cable extensions. So instead of seeing these bundled wires and stuff, yes, all the fans are RGB lit, and they will be set to white for, you know, like photos and stuff. But yeah, these will be the cable extensions that'll be in there. Oh yeah, I cannot pass up a good deal. And I'm sure he will enjoy having more FPS than having a white GPU. Ooh. What kind of wraps did you have? I'm over here stealing your questions, babe. Let's get some of these peels before we install them. Clicked in place. Hey, you wanna trade? You guys can trade GPUs. I also knew that because this was an open box unit, it's not going to come with the NVIDIA adapter, and this power supply doesn't have the 12-volt high power cable on it, but it is a good Corsair unit, a very good unit, but it had it happened to be on sale, and it had no 12-volt connector, so the cable extensions I got have PCIe cable plugs on them. Let's start installing some more stuff here. Nice. In the computer, these are LED lights. So all these RGB fans, all these have LEDs on them, and they will be lit up. And actually, I'm gonna be moving these fans to the bottom and installing the water cooler on the top. The case and motherboard, 78, 130. Yeah, so it's like 127 and some change or something like that. Like 130 and $80, roughly. Yes, there will be tons of lights in here, trust me. All the fans in here light up. The RGB RAM lights up. Give me 1 second, I have my mouse covering something on the screen over here. The RGB lights on the RAM light up. All these case fans light up. It will be very bright in there. Yes, the 9070 XT is a very good GPU. Don't forget your peels. What kind of dog do you have? I got two little dogs also staring out the window all day too. Okay, sounds good. See you over on YouTube. Oh, I love German Shepherds. They're so cute. I can't handle a big dog, but I love big dogs. What did you win? A whole blue whale. Damn. I got a little too ambitious and unboxed a little bit too much stuff. I'm a little overwhelmed with how many things are around me right now. I'm gonna start moving stuff out of the shot here so we can get it out of the way. Alright, let's get... Hello! Yeah, how you doing? Alright, let's unbox this water cooler and get the hardware installed on the motherboard. Oh, man. Pivos are so cute. The giant babies. Alright, right now we are installing the mounting hardware for the water cooler, so that once we put it in the case, we will have that out of the way and don't have to deal with that in the case. I'll be including these mounting retention clips with the computer and the accessories because some coolers still use these clips, the stock ones. This one specifically doesn't, but depending on the mounting hardware, you may need these later, so those will be in there. Put these in the accessories. I'll probably put all the accessories in the power supply box for you. Because the power cable's in there, I'll throw the mounting clips in there. Let's get the mounting clips on here. I'm gonna skip this song, to be honest. There we go. I am gonna be out with some friends for an event on Halloween. I'll probably we might put out what's it called? Some candy, like a candy ball though. Ah, thanks for the hydrate, babe. I swear you have a macro set up to do that every 5 minutes. We have not gotten costumes, but I wanted to. We might get them still. We're gonna get them Thing 1 and Thing 2 outfits. Alright. Let's set that down. Yeah, they're 2 peas in a pod, so they are very much Thing 1 and Thing 2. What's happening here? There we go. Oh no! That is quite a bit. Alright, I'm seeing how this is going to be installed, and it's looking like it's going to be like this. I want it to go like this, but the tubes would be a little too short for it in this configuration. I gotta move these. Let me move everything over so you can see what I'm talking about. I have to move these fans down here so the water cooler mounts at the top first. These cables are very short, so I'm gonna have to move around some wires first. You know, I don't know which one's worse. So all these fans daisy chain to each other, so they have only a certain amount of length here to them. Here, I'll give you a better shot. Yes, the screen will be straight. I wish they gave me the option to rotate to turn the screen, but this one doesn't. The mounting hardware is the plate like where it is. You only get that one angle. So if you look right here, or hitting things, these cables are really short, and this fan needs to be down there at the bottom. So I gotta undo all the fans and move them around so that they fit at the bottom. They're real short cables because they connect to each other in series. So I am going to unplug the fan for now, and we'll just get it out of the way. See, feel this short wire on them? I'm gonna hope to rearrange them in such a way that I can get these down here. Alright, we got all those fans out. Let's flip this over. Let's get rid of the Velcro. Velcro's out. We'll be using zip ties. All right. So what they've got going on here is, see this daisy chain right here? We've got this daisy chain like that, and it doesn't reach down here all the way to the bottom. So gotta figure that part out. We've got, all right, good news. All right, I think what we can do here, because they are on two. This is what we got. All right, it comes with two of these, right? And it's a three-way daisy chain for three fans next to each other on one cable to plug into the motherboard, right? It's a three-way splitter is what it is. Converts these proprietary connectors into normal fan connectors, right? What we're going to do here is we're going to use this three-way for the three at the bottom, and then use this three-way over here that only has two on it right now to reach it further over and plug into the top. So the back one and these two will be daisy chain, and then the bottom three will be daisy chain, and we're good to go. This just barely reaches. You can't really see it because it's behind the hard drive cage here, but I'm feeling with my hands to plug it in. It's going to take me a second. You can kind of see it from a weird angle over here. Okay, all right. We got it plugged in right there. Right there. All right. Sorry for the disorienting angles. There we go. All right, we got those three daisy chained. And now we got these three. We'll install these three fans at the bottom and we'll daisy chain them. We're good to go. I'm going to get the clear, yeah, very complicated shoelaces. I'm going to be using clear zip ties on these cables because they're white. The black cables, I use the black zip ties on them. They just blend in better. I can turn the second camera off. It's just in the way at the moment. All right, get some of these cables out of the way here. Oh my god, that would be cool. You know, they could do a fluorescent, like black light ones, right, with the clears, and then you could set your lights to like purple. Get the fluorescent to glow. Some little black lights in there. Need to wrap this cable under the back side here. What I'm doing right now is, you see how there's a gap here? From the front, you'll be able to see through that gap, right? So, oh, actually, no, actually, the motherboard's going to cover this gap. We're good. This is a wider motherboard, so we don't have to worry about this covering this gap. Never mind. So what I was going to be doing for a second here, grab the second camera, was anywhere we have these little gaps, I was going to make sure you can't see the wires from the front. But these gaps on the left-hand side here, or my left now, but the right when we flip it over, aren't going to be seen. Although the ones at the bottom here will be seen. So we're going to avoid too many cables here. We're going to try to stick them up higher because the motherboard is not going to go blocking all of this down here. So we'll try to bunch cables up away from there as much as we can. But the fans should cover some of it. You'll see what I'm talking about whenever I get to it. Alright, let's snip these zip ties. We need to start a zip tie pile over here. Alright, we got to cut zip tie pile over to the left hand side over here. Okay. Let's get these bottom fans installed. Thank you for the hydrate.
18 just redeemed hydrate.
Alright. Also, I was talking to you about the reverse blade fans. Now, the top ones were set to exhaust, so you can see the inside part of the blades. These are set, if we were talking about it, these ones here are reverse blade. These are reverse blade, so we can leave these alone. But the bottom ones, unfortunately, because they were originally installed at the top, are not reverse blade. So we're going to be flipping them over and put them at the bottom here. So we will see the, you'll see here. We will see the fan bracing, but it doesn't look bad. So, should be fine. That's what it looks like. Ideally, we'd have more of these reverse blade fans, like up here, but we don't, unfortunately, because these fans were installed at the top. But this is what they look like if they're reverse blade. But I think it'll look just fine. No biggie. Plus, all this does is give you some extra places to put like a little GPU support brace, or if you want to put a little character somewhere, you could set them on the fan hub. We'll put a little something inside the computer case later. So make sure you stick it to the hub and don't let it fall over into the fan blades. Because one fan blade breaks on these, and they'll start shaking the case violently. Ooh. I'm going to do one fan at a time, and we're going to set this upright. I'm going to sit here. Oh, yeah. Fans are cheap, so no problem to buy another one in the future. And this still looks good. Alright, you guys are going to see this angle. Oh, I got to take the filter. There's a dust filter on the bottom. Make sure you clean this off from time to time, because this bottom here is where it's going to be intaking air, right? It's also going to take air on the back too. There's going to be filter on that too. So all the intake will be filtered as well as the exhaust. The intaking at the bottom is going to get the most dusty, so you'll have to clean that one the most. I have a case just like this where I have bottom intake dust filter, and I'm always cleaning it off. You don't have to constantly deep clean it, but if you keep a microfiber cloth on hand, all you do is you just reach under and you can slide the dust filter out the front. There's a little tab, right? So you just grab the tab and you'll just pull it out the front of the computer, and all the dust on here, you just grab the microfiber, wipe it off. If you see a little dust residue, that's nothing. You just want to get the big clumps off, because it will clump up quite often, especially if you have pets. But it's good to have dust filtration on all your intakes, because otherwise the inside of the computer you'll be cleaning constant. And it's a lot easier to clean a little magnetic dust filter than it is the entire inside of your computer. Obviously dust will still get through, but it'll be fine particulate that will be easier to blow out with an air can or a rechargeable one. If you want to keep consistently somewhat clean of a computer, it's not very expensive. These are they're like 35 bucks, I think, for one of these. The rechargeable. This cost is 4 cans of air. It's 4 of these cans of air. These are $8 to $10. So, yeah. Yeah, the compressor worked fine. Just don't like blast the fans with the highest pressure you physically can, and you should be fine. Because you don't want to break anything. But if you keep it back like a foot and you just waft it around the area, same thing like if you're using a heat gun or a hair dryer, you don't want to hold it on one spot. It's going to hurt something. So as long as you're just blowing it around, getting all the dust off, it'll be 2 seconds. They also have another thing I used, an electric leaf blower. Literally, it was like 18 bucks on Amazon. Oh, perfect. Yeah, so you can pick and choose your output on there. Yeah, I've got a little pancake Harbor Freight air compressor as well. So if I got all kinds of things to blow out air. We got the little duster, we got pancake air compressor, I got electric leaf blower. I like using the electric leaf blower on the because it's just power like electric wire. Just plug an extension cord, get a ton of air, blow everything out in 2 seconds, and it gets all the big stuff out really fast. Yeah, I love me some Harbor Freight, man. When you're reinstalling the dust filter, there's a little lip. It has to go under the feet a little bit here. So see how it goes under the lip? You gotta push it under a little bit. Oh. Hello. Are we good now? I muted Mike instead of hitting the camera button. That's what it was. My my turn on and off camera button, like this, is right next to my mute button on my little pad. I got a little pad here. I can do little buttons like that. And I clicked the wrong button. All I was saying is these magnetic bowls here that I just showed you, they're like $3.50 at Harbor Freight or something like that, or $5. I don't know. They're not very much, but they go on sale all the time for dirt cheap. I got that bowl for 63 cents. 63 cents for that magnetic bowl.
Dad A just redeemed hydrate.
Thank you. Blabbering too much. I need more water. I'm refilling my water bottle right now. Alright. Also, what I was saying with the camera was this, this little lip. You want to slide it under there. That was all. That's all I was getting at. Make sure you clean it often. We got all the fans plugged in here. So I've rotated them all. Again, need the second camera. Thank you guys for reminding me of the mic. I would have forgotten for way too long. I rotated all the fans inward so that they all point one way. And then I'm going to zip tie all the fan wires to each other. So that's one run. You see that? I'll zip tie. And if you guys have any random like tech questions, just let me know. I enjoy talking to you guys while I build, especially doing like the mindless stuff, like zip tying and stuff. I could ramble forever while I'm doing zip ties. Yeah, it's a good size. No. There we go. And all those are plugged in. Oh, you'll know. Temps will start getting really high, and you'll start having crashes. It'll be really slow usually. The water cooler, it just takes a good few years. I had my last one for like 3 years before it went bad. I'd say 3 years out of, even one with a screen that was $100. 3 years out of it is pretty good. Considering all these parts separately, if we were to build a full custom system, even just water cooling the CPU, minimum probably around $300, more, minimum. Like the cheapest CPU block, cheapest tubes, fittings, radiator, fans, you're like $300 on the low end. And that's without a screen. Because custom water cooling is so expensive. Let me get the clear zip ties out. Those were just the ones that came with the case. Obviously, the ones that come with the case are never enough for me. 1,000. Man, I need a sit-stand desk. Yeah. Depending on the brands and stuff, there's a lot of different ones. Like, remember we were looking at the one that was like $300 and some for the giant curved screen in the computer? Those are crazy ones.
Cat Dad A just redeemed hydrate.
Oh yeah, the little bar stool with the wheels on it. Yeah, I don't know. I think I need to get some sit-stand desk legs so that, because like then I won't have to lean over the computer like this, right? If the computer is up here, if I raise the desk up, I can work on it like right here, and then you guys can see it better and stuff like that. And then whenever I sit down, I can have it lower so that when I'm sitting like this, my head's here. I have to look over it. You know what I mean? I don't know. You get what I mean. Alright. That's as far as I need to go with the stuff inside the case for now. We got a nice cable run with all the wires right here bundled up nicely. See all that? And then we're gonna get the motherboard in here. So we're gonna start plugging these things in. Let's get the IO shield out. It's always like opening a candy bar. Very sharp candy bar. You know? You know, I'm not actually quite sure. I like a lot of different candy bars. I like Almond Joy. I like the Hershey's Cookies and Cream. I like a lot of the Nutella ones, like the Kinder the Bueno bars or whatever they're called. I also did grow up as a little kid in Pennsylvania, so Hershey's is dear to me. So the reason that motherboard only has 2 RAM slots and it's super high end is because DDR5 actually doesn't like having 4 sticks. It prefers, like, speed-wise is for stability. 2 sticks is the most optimal. And the reason, here, I'll take the motherboard right back out. The reason the 2 sticks are so close to the socket for 2 reasons. They know you're not going to put an air cooler on it, so it's not going to be a clearance issue. They know you're going to put a water cooler on it. And 2, they slide it as close as possible to the CPU so that they can get these traces here, the traces that run from the CPU to the RAM, as short as possible, so you can crank out the absolute highest speed RAM possible. And they're very expensive for that reason. So if you look at the back of the motherboard here, right, where are the traces at? All these little traces that go to the RAM here, when they're really close, the trace is super short. And that's what you want for extremely high speed. It's overkill, honestly. You really don't need a motherboard that high end unless you're doing crazy overclocking. Those motherboards are built for overclocking. If you're not going to be doing overclocking, don't waste the extra money on it. Oh yeah, I forgot the candy bar even existed. So whatchamacallit, yeah. They came out with another bar. It was something called like the Who's You What's It or something like that instead of the whatchamacallit. 32 gigs DDR5, 6000 megahertz, RGB. Can't forget the RGB.
Just redeemed hydrate.
Are you guys setting 5-minute timers on your phone? You guys are really consistent with them hydrates. I do talk a lot, so the water is greatly appreciated. Right now I'm just cutting all the twist ties off the wires, because twist ties are for bread and not computers. We use zip ties. Alright, twist ties are all gone. Yeah, 32 gigs is plenty. you're not really going to have any games pushing over that. There are rare instances where they might push over it, but that's only if you're running a ton of stuff at once. Like tons of Chrome tabs, multiple programs, streaming, gaming. Even then, I don't see you using more than 32 gigs. So that's plenty. I am pre-running the cables through the top here before I install the water cooler. I'm also going to... Oh, what am I doing? I don't even have the screws in the motherboard. I'm crazy over here. Gotta put the screws in the motherboard first. You can add additional RAM later. I just doubt you'll need it. There's 2 open slots, yes. You could have 4 total. Right now, I'm just opening everything up around the GPU for it to be installed later, but I'm not installing it yet because we have cables to plug in below the GPU, and the GPU will block those cables and make it quite difficult. So we're going to wait for the GPU until later. So we'll set that for now. A couple things we do like that is we'll plug in all the top cables here before the water cooler goes in. We'll plug in all of the bottom cables along the bottom here, along there, before the GPU goes in. And then we'll also remove the brackets and open this up before the GPU goes in as well. There's a couple like prerequisites. The Supreme 5090 is supremely expensive. That's what I have to say about the Supreme. It's a ripoff, basically. It's really nice looking, but it's also really expensive. Not worth it. The cable's stuck. There we go. And right now it's just plugging in all of the case peripheral bits here. This is the front USB 3.0. We'll get this front Type-C port. Where's that on this board? That is over here in the front. I like when the white cases have white cables. Why don't you plug in? There we go. That's plugged in. Plugging in the audio port here. Get the second camera up. Plugging this in right up there in that corner. There we go. Front cable's all plugged in. Upgrades in the future, I'd say optionally could put a Ryzen 7 CPU in here, like a 7800X3D or a 9800X3D. The GPU you could put like a 5080 in there, or 5080 Ti whenever that comes out. I don't know. Optionally, if he was enjoying it for quite a while, then the what's it called? Maybe 60 series might even be out before he even wants to upgrade. Depends on what the time frame is. They'll be at some point releasing TIs and super variants of some of these cards that don't already have them. Obviously 5060 Ti, 5070 Ti have Ti models. 5080 and 5090 don't have Ti models. And then all the lineup might later get a super variant. So there'll be more models to come. So maybe something like a 5080 Super or something in the future, something like that. But he's going to be plenty of performance as is. Tons of performance. Alright, let's like I said, let's pre-plug in as much as possible. We got the bottom stuff plugged in. No, not all of it. We need RGB and fan plugged into the bottom. Let's get the fan plugged in. And then we'll get the RGB plugged in as well. Got all of that. Yeah, there's only one RGB and one fan headed on the bottom. So nothing else can really be plugged in on the bottom. We can put the GPU in now. Let's get any peels off with the plastic spudger real quick. If I can find it. Just turn that off and move that out of the way. Alright, well I don't want to use anything sharp, so I'll use my fingernail for now because that won't hurt anything. Won't scratch it. Just don't have much of a fingernail. Alright, we got it. Oh yeah, just let me know. You want it to look fancy? Hey, the other one looks very fancy still. This is very nice. But if you want to go nuts with it, you let me know. You can certainly go nuts with it. I'm always ready. You let me know when. That is certainly possible. I think you've got the, what, 7800X3D? That was when that was new. We can go 9800X3D, or we can even do a 9950X3D, which is like two 9800X3Ds. together. Oh, thanks, babe. I'm putting cable combs on here. As fancy of a case as you want. You let me know. We'll definitely look at some together. And this is why we use the cable combs. Look how nice that is. Did I put this upside down? Oh, I put it upside down. Oh yeah, you want to do a custom water cooling? Down and do it? Or do you want to stick with AIO? I mean, it's gonna be pricey, but we can certainly do it. You already know water cooling is pricey. You're not new to that. It's gonna be fun though. What theme are you thinking? Oh, I know. I'm not calling Pineapple for. He's got money, but I'm saying, I'm just warning him. It's gonna be pricey. It's gonna be a fun build though. You got any theme ideas? Harley, move out of the way, baby. You can't be there. Hey, babe, can you feed Harley? He's aggressively asking for food. PS5 ads? That's a joke. Your GPU costs as much as a PS5. Actually, more than a PS5. Yeah, you definitely don't need a PS5. Alright, we got the cable combs on here the right direction this time. And he knows you're calling from. He just came out. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to plug this in. Nice and gently. You don't want to be rough with these plugs for the 50 series or even any of these 12 volt high power. They're very stiff plugs, as you can see. That's funny, right? As I was trying to say that, it just stands up. All right, let's feed the wires through there. These cables are they're braided and they have like an elasticity to them. You saw how it was standing upright. That when you bend it in a certain way, it wants to stay there. So I want to bend them in a really nice way, kind of like pipe cleaners. You know, if you make them all ugly and wrinkly, they're gonna stay that way. Okay, that looks nice. Got a nice swooping curve. We don't got like a weird bunched up chunk. Look at that. That's looking good so far. I'm gonna pre-run the CPU cable here to the back so that when the water cooler goes in, it's gonna block that. I can't plug in. I'm also going to crack my neck, obviously. Plug in the CPU cable and the water pump cable as I put it into there. Let's do it. I'd be down for that. Yeah. I could 3D print a bunch of little coffee beans. We can have like a thing, like a jar, like we could, dude. If you can think of it, we'll make it happen. We've got like a bunch of 3D printed little coffee beans thrown into like a jar or something, or like maybe like a fake bean grinder or a real bean grinder, but like a tiny one inside the computer. Obviously not functional. You don't want to be grind them inside the computer, but I don't know. I'm telling you, man, it doesn't. If you can dream it, we'll make it happen. You know that. I've seen the whole thing with the pre-ground coffee beans always having like roaches and twigs in them and stuff. Alright, like I was saying, we need to put this CPU cable in here. So this is the CPU cable. We're going to put a cable comb on it and then feed that through the top. Plug it in right there. Honestly, the CPU cable is pointless to have a cable extension on, just in the, because look at this. You can't even see it anymore. It blocks it completely, but oh well. It's in the kit, so we'll put it in there. Yeah, we could do all sorts of stuff like that. You could have the water look like coffee. But would you want to have it iced coffee looking, or would you want to have it just black bean water? I wonder how those fake ice cubes, you know, the plastic ones. I wonder how those would look inside of the reservoir. Glass ice cubes. We could put glass ice cubes in the reservoir so it looks like there's ice in the coffee and they won't hurt anything. We could get some for like Etsy or Amazon or something. I'm so easily distracted. I'm gonna daisy chain these real quick in advance and plug one of them in. How dare you, Cat Mom, not like iced coffee? You see, you just haven't had his iced coffee. You guys should all order coffee from him. I didn't buy Battlefield. I should get it. I don't have it yet though. I got Borderlands. Oh yeah, hey. If you're actually gonna do a Dunkin' run right now, use the app. What's it called? They got a free coffee on the app right now. I forgot what the deal is, but there's some sort of free coffee on there right now. I'm gonna probably go grab one after stream ends, to be honest. On my way out tonight. What? What is it? Oh, it's a code? Oh, it's a code. Oh, you used it today. The thank you Spidey one. Yeah. Alright, so did you see it from oh, you're done. Okay, you already knew then. I was gonna say, did you see it from the freebie guy? But you're a Dunkin' addict. You love Dunkin'. You don't even need to be told there's a deal going on. You already knew. You're like, I don't need anybody to tell me there's a Dunkin' deal. I'm already there. Oh, well, that was a mistake to run the cable that way. Did not mean to run it like that. What I meant to do is go like this. I will say the one thing I like about Starbucks is whenever the wife wants to get something from Starbucks, if we hang out in the area, I can get a tea, and they have 25-cent refills on their teas. 25 cents! Their tea is really expensive to buy once, but if you stick around, oh, it's so cheap to refill. It's like $5, and then every subsequent drink brings down the average.
But we usually drink other than coffee. Right, Ken?
What?
We usually drink
Oh, yeah. Honestly, we haven't been to Starbucks in quite a long time. It's kind of more or less like if you're out and it's right there. I don't go out of my way to go to Starbucks ever, though. What game? I did see there was a new Halloween one. I didn't know forgot what it was though. Oops. I dropped the screw, but it was not necessary for this install, so I'm not worried about that screw. We're gonna rotate this. Now, a tip with installing the water cooler. Oh, Michael Myers game. Nice. Is just put 2 diagonal screws in there, and then you loosen them 1/2 a turn. You can shift the water cooler back and forth to adjust and line it up. But never forget the peel. Oh, that peels on there really good. Also, pop the screen off because it's just on magnets. Oh, that's also the thing. Remember we said the magnets? We can rotate the screen any way we want. So once it's installed, then we'll rotate the screen. Let's get some thermal paste on there. These water coolers are decent, but the thermal paste is a little meh. So I use my own thermal paste. It's a bit too dry for me. I like the thinner, more viscous thermal paste. Spreads better. Alright, we gotta figure out which way these tubes are gonna go. Because we don't want them okay. Ideally, they would be a little bit longer and we wouldn't have them in the way at all, but they're not. So what we have to do is either have them in the way of the RAM or in the way of the screen. So we're gonna put them in the way of the RAM. Not gonna hurt anything, they're just gonna kind of block a little bit the RGB on there like that. It's fine. Trying to see if, yeah, we don't want it to cross over the screen. That would look ugly. Alright, let's screw that down and then we'll adjust the tubes as needed. Yeah, the beta was really fun. I'm gonna flip these cones over so they point outward. Did you see how well optimized Battlefield is? Somebody was playing on an APU at 1080p. They were getting just about 60 FPS. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and run this cable through the top. Alright, and we're gonna hook it out the back. Come on, there's the back. And got it. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna run this cable through the back here. And then we're gonna wrap it around town. We're gonna plug it into system fan header 2. Since this motherboard doesn't have a CPU header or a header on the motherboard that's labeled pump header, what we'll do is in the BIOS we'll set system fan header 2 to read as a pump. Now we gotta plug in one more fan header. I don't know where we plugged it in because there's no more fan headers here. I'll probably use a fan splitter. Plug both in. Where's the cable here? Here we go. Alright. Ooh, it takes Type-C. Nice feature about Type-C is because this is a right angle connector, I can flip it either direction that makes more sense for this build specifically. That also means this is the newer updated version, because the old ones took the old micro B, so this is one of the newer screens. I figured it was going to be, just because they have the newer fan design. These are better fans. These are better static pressure fans for pushing through the radiator fins, and the screen looked nicer and it was bigger. So I did figure this was probably a newer model. Boxes are a little droopy too. Push them back. Yes, for sure. I think so too. I think we picked out some pretty nice parts here. I think I'm going to run this cable a little differently, just so that we can tidy it up a bit. I want to hide this wire as well as possible. No, Harley, baby, I love you, but not now. You can't be on the desk right now. Unless someone redeems you, then you'll get to say hi to stream, but not right now. I need to hook this up. I'm trying to hook this up as hidden as possible. It's a bright white cable, though, up against a not white motherboard.
Cat Dad A just redeemed
Of course.
Harley.
Okay, give me 1 second, you guys. Man, I am struggling. Why don't I just take the damn screen off? There we go. I don't know why I struggled so hard to do that. I should just take it off in the first place. Alright. Where'd you go? Where'd he go? He was just here a second ago.
Let's walk that way.
Where? Did he go to steal your seat? Wait, sure? I think he went outside. Dude. He despawned. In 2 seconds. Oh, I think he went, yeah. Alright. You guys have to wait just a minute. Harley, I think he's gone potty. Oh, yeah. Army of Two. I remember that game. I played that game as a kid. That was a fun game. Alright. I gotta wait till Harley's done going potty, and then I can bring him on stream. Trying to figure out the best orientation here for these tubes, because they can flip around a few different ways. All right, hi Harley. Hi there, bud. Would you like to come say hi to stream? Alright. Where's the zip tie? He's a little cutie. He is 15. Oh, 16. My bad. I forgot he had a birthday. He is 16. He's an old man. Hello. You came back just in time to say hi to Harley. Let me drop the camera down. No, he does not. Yes, he's a very lively cat. He is so cute. You happy kitty. Oh, is somebody jealous? Look at a jealous puppy. See his little tail wiggling? He was trying to say hi. You can sit in my chair for a second. Alright. Gotta get back to the build, Harley. Alright, I love you. He's purring, guys. Oh, he's a happy kitty. Alright. Clear the space. Let's go ahead and make sure we get the cat hair off. I didn't get much on here, but we'll clean the area up. Oh, Riley, you want to say hi real quick? Oh, he's just wandering about. Come over here. Let's say hi real quick. He's so handsome. Alright, alright. You got to say hi. I love you. You can sit in my chair, bud. You right next to me? He's in my chair right next to me now. Oh yeah, we get the Simply Nourish, the web food. Let me see here. Oh, I'm gonna send you that link real quick for the anchor camera real quick. This camera right up here is okay. I sent it to you on Discord just now. Alright, let me get back to the build. He's so wiggly, bud. Alright, go get your little brother. Go get him. Go get your little brother. That camera I just sent you is the one I am streaming from up top. And it's actually higher quality than what you see in the stream. It's downscaled on the stream to 1080p. But it is a 2K camera. Bundling up some of the wires here. Connected. There we go.
Hey, it's Sally18 just redeemed hydrate.
Thanks, babe. He caught a pineapple. I thought he was in stream. Oh, they crossed. Come on, undo. There we go. Alright, we got the combs on there. Now they're gonna look like that. Look how nice those combs look. And yes, I will do my hydrate. Look at that. That looks so good. That screen's gonna look really nice all lit up. I'll also take some really nice photos for you of the computer in front of the box wall and everything for you. I'll slap my little logo on the screen, some photos, and then I can put little GIFs on the screen or whatever. As we're nearing the end here, I want to make sure, as I set things aside, I put all of your necessary accessories. Oh, it came with a cable splitter. Perfect, so I don't have to go grab one. Just notice that. Because I'm probably going to unplug this bottom wire. Push it out of the way. Now I'm going to plug this guy into here. Oh. Alright, there we go. Cable splitter is put in there. So now we can hook up all the fans. To that header there. This USB header goes to the bottom. Let's see. This PC can definitely handle 1440p, especially with it now having a 5070 instead of the 56 Ti. The 56 Ti could handle 1440p, but the 5070 is a little bit better. Gotta deal with the spaghetti. I'm gonna temporarily shove this cable back through right now, so I can bundle these wires up and get it out of the way. Stuff that in there. Uh, 1440p. The hertz as high as you want, but resolution 1440p. It will not hurt anything to have a higher refresh rate. You don't have to use the entire refresh rate, but the resolution, I'd say 1440p. Bundling up as many of these wires as I can right now. Yes, it is actually almost done. We are getting towards the end here. We're installing the power supply. And then we'll do some more cable management. And boot it up to show you guys it all running and everything. And then when after stream, I'm heading out when stream ends. And then later tonight, I will be doing all of the boring, slow stuff. Installing Windows, installing drivers, installing the RGB software, setting up the screen for the the images and stuff, doing all the Windows updates, all that boring stuff. I'll do that tonight, and then the computer will be ready for pickup tomorrow. I also want to let it stress test for a couple hours too. So yeah, all the boring stuff that takes forever, all that will be done off stream. You guys will be just staring at a loading screen for hours otherwise. But yeah, I'm gonna head up for a bit, and when I get back, I'll do all that tonight. And you guys can pick it up tomorrow. I make sure every computer is tip-top shape, plug and play, ready to go. So as soon as you get this computer, plug it in, turn it on, no password, no users, just sign right in, start downloading and using it right away. So as soon as you get it. You get an emoji, babe? Okay, as far as the RGB goes, we got two RGB headers, right? Yeah, one at the top, one at the bottom. We've got the fans on the AIO on the top one, and we can put all the fans on the case on the bottom one. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll sync all those fans up to each other. So we're going to daisy chain these real quick. Yeah, Saturday's fine too. All in one. So it's the whole package, all in one. So pump, cold plate, fittings, tubes, radiator, fans, and coolants. All of that in one solid package, and you don't have to hook anything together. Because without AIOs, right, you'd have to buy a cold plate, right? You'd have to buy a pump. There's one inside of here. There's a cold plate and pump combined. Then you'd have to buy fittings, these right angle bits here that rotate. Then you'd have to buy tubing. You'd have to cut it to size. Then you'd have to buy a radiator. And then you have to buy some more fittings for the radiator. And then you'd have to buy fans. You'd have to buy coolant. You'd have to fill it. And then you'd have to burp the system. So undo it. Let all the air go out as it goes through the loop over and over and over again. Keep topping it off. And close out the system. All that. But instead you just buy this and be done with it. All that in one. They also refer to, you know, those computers that look like they're just a monitor, but there's a computer in the back of it? Those are all-in-ones as well. Those are all-in-one computers. These are all-in-one water coolers. Those are basically just a laptop glued to the back of a monitor, basically. It's got all the internals of a laptop. So all-in-one can be referred to for multiple different things. But in this case, we're referring to all-in-one water. Yeah, like an iMac is an AIO. Yes. In like verbal speak and not, you know, abbreviations, people usually call the computer an all-in-one, and people usually call these an AIO, even though it's the same abbreviation. You just say it differently usually. So if you hear someone saying an all-in-one, they're usually referring to a computer. But if you hear them saying an AIO, they're usually referring to the water cooler. Tomato, tomato. Hey guys, can you not, baby? Riley, thank you, baby. Barking at some person walking by like little crackheads. Alright, this is modular power supply. So let's go ahead and put our cables in. Probably should have put this in before I put the power supply in. But in this case, literally in this case, you have easy access to it. I can plug in right here. Normally this is harder to access in like other cases. Alright, so we need one PCIe cable. I'm going to go ahead and just plug in two. Oh, another quick thing. As for... That's not plugging in. There it goes. As far as these cables go, and the cable extension going to the 5070, right? What's it called? The 5070 takes two PCIe cables, right? Two cables in a splitter into the GPU for power. The 5080 takes three. So if you were to upgrade to a 5080, I thought ahead and I already bought the cable extension or slash adapter for that will support a 5080 as well. I think a 750 is enough. It might need an 850 though, to be honest. But you can use the same adapters, the same cable extensions. I want to double check that. I'm fairly certain 750 is minimum, 850 is suggested. It's recommended to do 850. So if you did a 5080, we could always just upgrade the power supply. No biggie. But you'd still have these cable extensions in here, and you'd be able to just plug it right in there. Or I could plug it in if you have me do it, obviously. The 1 terabyte is the storage. Oh no! Full glass of juice on the floor? Oh damn. The 1 terabyte is your storage for, you know, games, programs, etc. And you can obviously add as much more as needed over time. Pretty easy. The M.2 slots on the motherboard, or we can put more like physical SSDs or hard drives in these sleds here in the back. We need I'm going to plug in a second. He said you could leave. I'm going to bundle these cables up. Bundle them like this. Alright, let's see here. As soon as I get this in here, I'm going to plug in the GPU and then the fans. You need a SATA cable in here. Alright, I'm just going to put a zip tie right next to the twist tie and then cut the twist tie and chuck it. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in down lower just because add more cables in the future. I want the top slots to be available, the more easily accessible ones. So pre-plug in to the bottom ones, and when we add things, now the top slots are open. That way you don't have to unplug these later. Add things. Alright, SATA cable, power, where is that? Oh, it's right here. Let's go ahead and plug that in. No, you're all good. No worries. I'll plug these in real quick. Alright. One cable's plugged in. Two plugged in, and let's get the third one on here. I should have plugged it in then with the zip ties. There we go. Oh my god, it's still the burger. Oh no. Alright. Oh jeez. When I was a kid one time, Harley, my cat, because I've had him for 16 years at this point, so I had him when I was a kid, he stole half a PB&J right off my desk. He bit it and jumped off. Alright, let's put some more screws on this water cooler now that we've set it in place. I know, right? Everyone's pets are just being little buttholes. All at once. Alright, I'm just putting the four corner ones in. Guess we have to adjust or place or move something. Alright. Let's Let's do some lazy cleaning, right? All right. Hey, appreciate the follow. So what I mean by lazy cleaning is, I mean, slide it to the left. You know what's to the left, guys? You know what's over here? Magical cleaning fairy that just cleans all that stuff. See? You can't see it anymore, so now it's clean. I will deal with all of that mess later. There we go. Just scrub hard enough, it comes out. You want to build a PC? We'll go ahead and build one. What's stopping you? Got some questions? Be happy to help. Or do you mean you want a PC built? Hey! Ready to see it boot up? We don't got the panels on right now because it's a superstition to leave it, to not put the panels on, not finalize it before first boot. Probably shouldn't even cable manage that much, to be honest. But, oh well. Alright, we got computer power cable and we got monitor power cable. Set that one over there. Set this one over here. Move that out of the way. Get our peripherals plugged in. Alright, we got our boot USB, keyboard and mouse USB. God, I keep doing that. Give me 1 second, you guys. Alright. Ice purple dries fast. Let's get the monitor over here. Alright. Let's get the little plugs out of the GPU here. I'm going to move the plugs up to the motherboard so I can plug the motherboard plugs so you don't accidentally plug into those, mistaking them. There we go. Move the plugs up there. And let's plug this in. Alright, we got everything hooked up. Set the monitor here. Let's get the second camera shot here. Let's get that turned on. Put power supply switch to on. Where's the power button on this case? Oh, it's the front. Okay. Alright, lights will turn on in a second. Here goes the screen. Look at that. And we got a boot. How nice it is. Let's get. So these cables have slack in them, or the tubes. Sorry, well, cables. I'm trying to figure out what the best look is. So like we can flip them, and then we can go like this, right? And we can also flip them and go like that. Honestly, when you get the computer, you can do whatever you want with it. But for the time being, I'll just leave it like that. You can decide what you want to do. But yeah, it's really easy. Just flip them over. I'm kind of thinking down low. This part looks a little odd. Just this sharp turn. But if you look at it from my eyeballs, it looks more normal up here. I was just trying to avoid blocking the RGB RAM. But I don't know, it kind of looks a little bit better. I don't know. The tubes are a little bit of an awkward length on this water cooler. They have different lengths depending on which water cooler you get. But yeah, let's hit Y there so that I can restart. Regardless, it looks good. This camera is slightly crooked because the base of it broke. You look right here. I had to super glue it. You see that? It's just on a tripod. So I accidentally super glued it slightly crooked. And now it's forever slightly off. Yes, a 9700X is a very good CPU. If your budget's only 800, I would not spend that much on the CPU. I would probably go with a 9600X or a 7600X. But yeah. There's some little prints on the GPU here. I want to wipe those off a little bit here. There we go. I want to really quickly go ahead and restart. I don't want it to boot into the Windows installer just yet. I want to check the BIOS, a couple things. I want to check the BIOS version. I want to check temps. And yeah, I just want to check that stuff real quick. Ta-da! Focus. Alright, what do we got going on here? Awesome. We got good temps. Everything looks good here. Yeah, great temps. Low 30s. Low to mid 30s is really good temps. I'm going to push this in so it's out of my way for a second. You guys can look inside the computer. I'm going to look up the BIOS update for it. But yeah. Hey, appreciate that. Let's see, what's this board again? Oh, let's see, Gigabyte B650M plus Wi-Fi. Probably could have just read that right there in the BIOS, but whatever. I think so, yeah. Babe, did I get a package from Amazon yet? No, let's check my orders, actually, my bad. No, it's still arriving today. It's still out for delivery, it's all good. Oh, why is it out of focus? What is it doing? There we go. This camera's not normally that fuzzy. It would not focus for some reason, just noticed. Appreciate that, Roman. Yeah, it came out pretty nice. Let's build all together. Let's scoot it over here so I don't see as many of the mess of cables and zip ties and whatnot. That's for after stream to clean. But yeah, I hope you like it. I'm going to do all the boring stuff after stream. So I'll probably end the stream here soon. If you guys got any other last minute questions here and there, let me know. But yes, Phil, what's up? Yeah, so this camera is not as good as that one. This one I got for free with some random computer. 5600 is good. If you've got only $800 budget, I probably would say go with AM4. If you plan to upgrade a lot anytime soon, AM4 is going to cap you. But you could always get AM5 with a cheaper B650M board and 60 gigs DDR5 with a Ryzen 5 7500F. Nice. Was that the one that was on the website, or was that a different one? Well, I hope he likes it. I don't know why it's focus. Some MTV Cribs type of camera angles. Ah, okay, nice, nice. Yeah, I hope he likes the build. It's look at that. I don't know why the autofocus is so terrible on it. Let me clean the lens. If I can even get to. No, I'm gonna just turn it off because my eyeballs are gonna be like in the lens. I got a toothbrush here. Let me clean off the lens a little there. Okay. Unfocused. Yeah, the autofocus is not great on this camera. It automatically unfocuses, it seems more like. Nice, Roman. Yeah, so after stream, I'm gonna end it here soon. I'm like I said, I'm gonna head out, and then when I get back, Windows will be installed, updated, activated, all that software fun stuff. The screen will be set up, so I'll have the software pre-installed on there for you. Everything will be in a folder, so you'll be able to control everything from one folder. All the software, I'll name the software and everything. It'll be super easy to use and everything. But I'm gonna see if I can use the IQ software. Wow, that's really out of focus. Just gonna scoot it closer. Seems to be better focusing up close. Yeah, it's fine now. I'm gonna see if I can do the IQ software with the Gigabyte plugin to allow me to control the Gigabyte like motherboard RGB through the Corsair software. So you have one program for all the RGB, and then one program for your screen. That way you don't have 3 programs to deal with. I'll see if it'll let me. It doesn't always work perfectly, but I'll set it all up for you. It'll all be set up. I'll let you know everything. You can always comment or something if you got any questions or issues. Yeah, I'm gonna end stream here. I'm gonna see if there's anyone I want to write out to. If I just want to write out to Better Vision. And thank you guys for coming around. Always appreciate my regulars. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'll probably send them late tonight or tomorrow morning. I'll probably send them then. Just depends on when I'll have time to clear off the desk and roll out the mat, take some nice shots. Thank you, Roman. I can work around your schedule for Saturday. You just let me know when you'll be available, and I'll plan my day around that. Just let me know. I'm gonna be out and about, but I'll make sure I'm available whenever you're available. Just let me know ahead of time. Just let me know today or tomorrow when you'll be available Saturday, so we can figure that out. I just want to set a time. You can text me later about it though. I will be in this in just a second. Okay, yeah, sounds good. Seeing some people are still alive. Yeah, I got what you meant. I read it, I was like, after Saturday. You mean about Saturday? But yeah, I got what you meant. Okay, I don't want to run stream on forever, so. Yeah, there'll be one folder with all the programs necessary in it. It'll likely just be 2, Corsair and the screen. I'll probably throw the Gigabyte software in there as well, just in case the Corsair one won't sync up the RGB. Unfortunately, every brand has their own software, but some brands allow you to combine them into one. Hey, I really appreciate that. You have a great night too. I'm gonna set up a raid out now. We'll just do Predator Vision because cute animals are always great. Have a good night, guys.